understand how to win, but to understand how to consistently win.
We're the freaking New York Jets, and we're built for this shit.
That's our brand of football. If you want to be a winner, not only have to understand how to win, but to understand how to consistently win.
We're the freaking New York Jets, and we're built for this shit.
That's our brand of football.
Oh, hi, Nick Sign. Good morning, everyone. Welcome. It's almost over. Another disastrous Jet season, disappointing, clusterfuck shit show is almost over. We have 8 more quarters. None of them will be competitive. Doors will be blown off. Dixon will get his back blown out if he was the equivalent of the Jets. It's going to be a very, very awful game to sit through today. However, there are some things that can go our way. For those of you who are interested in the draft, there are some games in the NFL to pay attention to. There are some scores that might interest you. We're going to get into that and much, much more. It's the Nick Shine Show. It's game day. You're the awesome chat. Turn it up for Blitz.
It's got beef.
Gentry covered in football!
Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show. Dim the lights, but it's still bright as Nick time. Day or night, this is his promise, Nick Shine. Proud fan, well defined, so get in line. Toe to toe with any show, he only got 9. The best show on YouTube, bro, is easy. We talk Jets all day, please believe me. Subscribe, you just gotta click a family. We not a click in 3D. You can see a beautiful DP. We see through the fake teams and the tea leaves. So we pray for a coach and a QB and hope that we close to the top in the new league. A toast to the host with the most, Nicky.
Who, me?
Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show.
Fantastic. Fantastic indeed. Shout out to Blitz. He says what's up to everybody. Talked to him the other day. Now, let's get into this. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. If you have not, where have you been, dog? Get in there. Congratulations again to 25 and Rick Kent, who won our latest raffle. Rick Kent won the Darrell Revis. No, Rick Kent won the Freeman McNeil autograph jersey, and 25 won the Darrell Revis mini helmet. So shout out to them. Thank you to everyone who contributes to the channel. We are working on a big prize for Super Bowl Sunday. I'm working on a big one. So all super chats, $5 and up, gifted memberships start accumulating today, this show, right now. And then they'll go on the wheel for Super Bowl Sunday. Good, like I said, want to get a big item, so going to have to run it a little bit longer than normal. But I want to do something really cool. Kevin is our first on the wheel. What's up, Kevin? Shiny Nicholas. Why is Brady going to try to screw us again by shutting down the whole Raiders team? I don't know if shutting down the Raiders team will still be good enough to lose to this Giants team. This is the game I'm interested in watching because I'm interested in watching how ridiculously it's managed. If you're the Giants and you're an interim coach, ownership might say, hey, it's our best interest going forward to not win this game. You understand what I'm saying? And if you're Pete Carroll, you understand that sometimes you've been around the league long enough to know that that losing sometimes means winning. So I'm very, very curious how it's managed. How obvious is it going to be? Are you going for it on fourth down from your own 30 to give the Raiders or the Giants good scoring position? It's going to be very, very intriguing as a football fan and as a draft fan to see how this is played out. But I don't think it's a guarantee that either wins or either loses. I think this game can be an absolute shit show. But that's from the management side. Player side, you got players now with all of the people who have been benched. They have the opportunity to make a play. Now, that might hurt the team, but it could help the player. You could get pick sixes, sack fumbles, long touchdown runs, breakdown in coverage because guys aren't familiar. Listen, Jackson Dart is going to want to make plays. Jackson Dart is going to try his best. Kenny Pickett, I mean, they were close to Houston last week. They put up 20 on Houston. Not many teams have been able to score 20 points against Houston this year. And the Raiders did it last week, scoring, I think they lost 23-20. Houston, by the way, who remains my AFC Super Bowl representative, which I picked since they were 4-5. They haven't lost since. They're now 11-5. So that defense is remarkable. They are fun to watch. And I don't think anyone in the AFC is playing well enough offensively to do a damn thing against them. And don't mention the Patriots because the only win the Patriots have against a decent quarterback is when they beat Buffalo. Don't forget they lost to the Raiders. I think this Patriot team is so overhyped. And if it plays out, if the Jaguars win out, the Texans could be going to New England in round one, which would be tremendous for me to watch them lose to that defense. But thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it, Kev. The New York Jets today. This game's going to be over quickly. I think they'll be down 14-0 in 2 possessions. The Patriots might not even need the ball twice to score. They might get a defensive touchdown. We know our special teams are good. This is going to be a bloodbath. This is going to be 38-3. This is going to be 27-0 at halftime. This is going to be an absolute shit show. We don't have the talent on defense. We don't have the weapons. Now, some of you remember the last game of Bill Belichick's career in the snow, the Robert Saleh mathlete game. Not like John Luca. This guy can actually, unlike John Luca, who can actually add. Robert Saleh and his staff could not figure out Brees was short of 1,000 yards, even giving him the ball almost 40 times. Do the Jets feed Brees Hall enough to get to the 1,000-yard plateau? It's amazing how highly we talk about Brees Hall. We make it sound like he's Adrian Peterson. We make it sound like he's LaDainian Tomlinson. And here we are in year 4, which is more than half of an average running back's career span. More than double, forgive me. And he's not even at 1,000 yards yet. You'll blame coaches. You'll blame quarterbacks. You'll blame everything under the sun. But there comes a time where a conversation should take place. Is this guy worth $10 million a year or more? I think the Jets are going to have that conversation. I don't think that. I think he could leave. I think he could want out. I think the Jets could tag him and then move him. I'm at the point now where I would be surprised if the Jets tag him and sign him to an extension. I just don't think it works out. I don't think they're going to want to put that money into the running back position with all the other needs that they have. But if they sign him, I'll root for him because I root for the team. So I don't own player jerseys. I saw a comment I wanted to get to. I missed it. Special teams screwed up our draft spot. Yeah, we'd be I have Tankathon right here. We'd be ahead of Cleveland right now. We would be 2-13, and with our strength of schedule at 545, we would still be third. So one of the teams worth keeping an eye on, as you all know, is the Indianapolis Colts. The Indianapolis Colts, thank you to the Charles Gorman jinx, they are 2-6 since Charles Gorman declared his allegiance to them. They were 6-1 when he said he's going to root for the Colts. They pick 18th right now. If they lose today, they remain 18th. Depending on what happens in Carolina. If Carolina loses, Carolina would drop ahead of them. No, but then Minnesota would bump into the playoffs. So basically, if Indianapolis loses, they remain 8-8. Detroit's 8-8 with 492 strength. Baltimore's 8-8, 502. Minnesota's 8-8 with 511. The Colts will be 8-8 after they lose today with 538. So their strength of schedule is really preventing us from having that pick go from 18 all the way up to 15. Now, if Detroit, Baltimore, Minnesota can win next week and get to 9-8, and Indy loses out at 8-9, that pick can bump up to 15. Dallas's strength of schedule is 435. So even if they end up 8-1, maybe Tampa Bay can win too. Yeah, let me share this. So here's what I'm looking at. Right here, the strength of schedule is this column here. Indy's at 538. So that's higher than the 511, 502, 492. If Tampa can win out and get to 9-8, they can move ahead. Carolina gets another win. They're locked ahead. Minnesota, Baltimore, Detroit, we all want them to win next week. And we want Dallas to beat the Giants to get to 8-8. And that would put the Colts at 8-9 with 2 losses. And we could get as high as 13. That's the best case scenario for the Jets, is that Colt pick moves up to 13. Do I see it happening? That's the Jets. Some things will happen to fuck up what we want. But folks, Ricky New York gifted a membership. Thank you, Ricky. Yours went to JJ2552. Thank you, Ricky. You are a nice guy. Appreciate you, man. If you guys haven't already, go over subscribe to Ricky New York Live. Kyle Clifton with a 9-month member super chat. Thank you, Kyle. I'm just grateful this show has a chat, unlike Charles's show. Well, Kyle, I got to tell you, you missed a 2.5-hour banger last night on Charles's show. I would say the banging started at 1 hour in. After he did he had a little bit of an impromptu hangout, and some of us called in, myself, Nate, and others, and we had a good time. It was a very interesting hour and a half. Charles gave his recap of the first time we took him and the only time he's gone to a strip club. He gave his breakdown of the events and what occurred, and it was very good. We also got him to wash dishes, a dish that he had not washed for the entire week, which I'm gonna play for you right now. Take that one off. That's how he cleans a fork, folks. That's how he cleans a fork. The great Charles Gorman. Can't make these things up, folks. Charles Gorman is not the most sophisticated man, but he's definitely one of the most interesting individuals I've ever encountered in my life. Shout out to Lee Band, who gifted a membership. Thank you, Lee. Lee's went to Mr. Chill 211 King. Hell yeah. Thank you, Lee Van. Appreciate you, buddy. And the great Rick Kent just gifted 5, ladies and gentlemen. They went to Mark Yanchenko, Barbarossa, J Boy, who's here, Lee Van, who's here, and Mother effing Chew. Thank you, Rick Kent. You are a legend, ladies and gentlemen. If you are a channel member right now, do what Addison just did and what I just did. Go use that Rick Kent emoji. Show some love to Rick Kent. Hell yeah. Thank you, Rick Kent. You are the legend. Appreciate you, good sir. Thank you to everyone who contributes to the channel. You guys are the best. Here's a coffee toast. It's not Tim Hortons. Boomtown, don't yell. I was at Walmart, forgive me, not ShopRite. And Walmart didn't have the maple that I get for Tim Hortons. So I had to go with Krispy Kreme because they had a 24-pack on sale. So the Tankathon, Colts lose, Tampa Bay to win, Carolina to win. And that's where we're at. Everybody in that pack with the Colts played already. Dallas, Detroit, Baltimore, Minnesota has all played. So they're all at 16 games. Tampa 7-8. The teams who are at 6-9 who could tie the Colts, Miami and Atlanta, their strength of schedule is 488 and 502. So even if they become tied with the Colts will draft further down the board than them. So 13 seems to be the best possible scenario for that pick, but 18 being the worst since they missed the playoffs. So shout out to Charles Gorman. Appreciate you for your diligence, your commitment to excellence, and being the true Tankathon aficionado that this community needed. Now, Charles, we need you to declare your allegiance for the Colts and the Cowboys next year because we have both of their number 1 picks. We need you to make those both top 10 picks next year, and the dynasty can be built, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Interesting comment here. Now, I respect M. Vallette and his takes a lot. Now, you could say talent-wise, Brees is very talented, but it comes a point after 4 years, you need production. And you just don't get that. Now, I'm going to give you running back names. And this is right now, this season. You're taking James Cook. You're taking Taylor. You're taking A-Chain. You're taking Henry. Oh, I want this year. No, I don't want career. Single season. 2025. What are we doing here? There we go. Why is it so difficult to find out? Simple little stat. Why does Pro Football Reference make that so difficult? All right, you're taking Cook, you're taking Taylor, Henry, A-Chain, you're taking Robinson, you're taking Gibbs, you're taking Kyron Williams, you're taking McCaffrey, you're taking ETN, you're taking Barkley. There's 10 right there. Javonte Williams has 1,200 yards and 11 touchdowns. A-Chain, 1,267 with 8 touchdowns. Derrick Henry, 1,469, 16 touchdowns. Brees Hall, 954, 3 touchdowns. Kyron Williams, 1,100 yards, 10 touchdowns. Listen, Brees has flash. These guys have production. They have substance. I will always take substance over flash. That's why I never want Lamar Jackson as my quarterback. I believe he is flash. Substance is winning games when you have to. He doesn't do that. Brees Hall is in the Kenneth Walker group of running backs. Chase Brown. Josh Jacobs. Even Josh Jacobs got in the end zone 13 times. DeAndre Swift. And DeAndre Swift had 7 touchdowns. That's where Brees is. That's where realistically where he is. If you gave a GM the choice of all of those running backs, Brees would probably not be drafted in the picked in the top 10. Could he get there? Sure. I guarantee you if he leaves the Jets, he'll be there. That's just the Jets' luck. But we put our investments into the offensive line. You need a quarterback to take the pressure off of the running back to open things up for them. Our best game was the game Fields played well against the Steelers. That was our best offensive game. We were running the ball well. We were throwing the ball. It was an unpredictable offense. And then it all went to shit. So, yes, there is some logic there that if you have a passing attack, your running game will be better. So it's not all on Brees. I love Brees, the talent. Sometimes it's just better for all parties to move on. Are you willing to give Brees 11, $12 million a year when he hasn't dominated? You willing to give him James Cook money when you see what James Cook brings to the field week after week? Yes, that's lazy. It's lazy to look at stats and production and not just say, I like the guy. He's a cool dude, man. We should sign him. He's fun on Insta and social media. No. The NFL is about what have you done for me? What has Brees done? Listen, I like Brees, but I can have the discussion that it's been pretty fucking disappointing. You take a running back that high, you should have 1,000-yard season in 4 years. You should have double-digit touchdowns once. I love this question. Why do I think these top running backs would play well in the Jets? I think Brees tries to get too cute as a runner and doesn't put his pad level down enough in the gap and take the linebackers on. He tries to do spin moves. He tries to be a gadget back when you should just be straight ahead. When Brees runs straight ahead, that's when he breaks his long runs. That's when Brees is at his best. But he'll dip and he'll twist and he'll spin, and then he's never getting his momentum going forward. That's why you see so many of his losses are just him standing still because he's trying to avoid it. Put your fucking shoulder pads down, create the contact, knock the guy backward, fall forward, get an extra 2 yards. He'd have 1,000 yards if he hit the hole hard every fucking time. That's what she said. And this is why you're going to move on, in my opinion. Brees would be an elite number 2 running back. But I want a guy who can just run through an arm tackle. I want a guy who can knock a running back or a linebacker on his ass and still get yardage. That's me. Yeah, he's not Derrick Henry. Not many are. Derrick Henry. What are you going to have? Jim Brown, Earl Campbell, and Derrick Henry. Those are the 3 badass running backs. Bo Jackson didn't have a long enough career, but Sean Alexander was a tough runner like that between the tackles. But I think, yeah, Bettis was so slow. It's amazing that he was a running back, man. He looked like a fucking backup center. Kyle Clifton with a very good point. The question is not whether Brees is good. He is. The question is whether he's worth double-digit millions at this stage of our build. That's another important question. Do you want to give him $11 million while the quarterback is on the come up? Do you want to wait, draft a running back in a mid round, and have Allen and Davis and a rookie and let Mendoza or Moore build themselves first and then go get a final piece of the puzzle type of running back? I am a big believer that if you have the line and you have a quarterback, you can have a good running game. It's not hard to get a 1,200-yard runner. It's not very difficult. I mean, you're looking at least 10 guys that will do that this year, maybe 11 if Dowdle, 12 if ETN, ETN needs 201 yards. But you're looking at 12 guys who can get to the 1200 mark this year. You have Josh Allen's got 12 rushing. That's a quarterback. One, two, three, four. You probably got 8 or 9 guys, maybe 10, how it plays out, who can get to double digit touchdowns. Brees is never in those categories. I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. Listen, if he signs long term, I'll be his biggest fan because I root for the team. And if you're on the team, I root for you to succeed. But I think the conversation could be had that it's not a given that Brees Hall is some elite producer. He's an elite talent. Many people throughout history have had talent, and it hasn't equated to the field or the court or the ice or the ring. Shout out to Boomtown. If Brees was on any other team the last 4 years, would he have topped 1,000 yards? I mean, it's more likely if you have. Well, wait, we had the great Aaron Rodgers, so we did have a good quarterback. We had the Aaron Rodgers. How do we not have a 7,000 yard offense? How did we not have the greatest offense of all time? Everyone told me how great Aaron Rodgers was. Yeah, Brees didn't do it then either, guys. So it's not a given. I don't know. It's not a given. Yeah, I believe Chris Ivory was the last one in 15. I think he barely got it too. I think he was like 1,037. I think he barely got to that. Obviously, they don't. But I just mentioned that you might have a dozen guys that get to 1,200. So let me see here what else we got. Trying to look at some of the comments. And shout out to the message that I got. I'll keep the messenger private, but the message says, I think Glenn wants a running back with a Braylon Allen build, but who's actually good at football. Yeah, I don't think it's crazy to say that Aaron Glenn wants to play physical, old school football. I don't think that's crazy. I think that when you look at how we approach this offseason, when you look at the guys that we're going to bring in on defense, I think we're going to get another good tight end. I think we're going to find a good physical blocking tight end to add to Ruckert and Taylor. They have the fullback Beck. I'm curious if they keep him. I think that they want to have that nasty mentality. So I could see them wanting to get a runner that fits their mold and then use Davis, who's broken bigger runs and had bigger plays. You can get Davis to do Brees production with the amount of touches. So I don't think it's crazy to think that Brees goes and they just get cheaper at the position. There are a lot of people out there who believe you draft a running back every year and just let them go. You put your investments in the offensive line, you put your investments in the receiver, you put your investments in the quarterback. Denver Broncos did it for years. They had the line, they had the blocking scheme. They went from Terrell Davis, Hall of Famer. He gets injured. They go to Mike Anderson from Navy, who runs for like 1,800 yards. Then they bring in Philip Lindsay, undrafted, runs for 1,000 yards, makes the Pro Bowl as a rookie. When you have the blocking scheme and you have the commitment to the run, it's not very hard to find good running backs. Jersey for Hawk says, Is there a world where the Pats want to screw over the Jets by losing today? Hot take. No, because the Patriots are playing for potential home field. Now I know the banged up Chiefs. No, I'm sorry. The Chargers and the Broncos play next week, and the Chiefs and the Raiders play. That's the matchups. Uh, so Denver has a possibility of losing with the Chargers. The Patriots, I think, could still sneak into the first seed, if I'm correct. So they got a lot to play for. Plus, you don't want to lose the division. You don't want to go on the road. Worst case scenario, you want to win and beat us and the Dolphins and end up with the 2 seed where if something happens, you can have home field if the one gets clipped. You could possibly have the championship game at home. So I don't think there's any scenario where they would want to pull that though. If they were 7-8 going into this game, all right, let's fuck them. But when you look at the Bills next week and the Patriots this week, this will not be us.
That guy fucked me twice.
Yeah, we're not fucking anybody. Eli, member of the channel for 6 months. Alvin Kamara has never had a 1,000-yard rushing season. Dude is electric, and you can run your offense around him. Why can't Brees be the same? I think Kamara is on a different level. I would say if you're putting running backs on levels of 1 to 5, Kamara in his prime, talent-wise, was a 5. Brees is probably a 3 right now. And that's with production and talent. Kamara wasn't really the pounding runner. They used him in the run game at times. Kamara is what Reggie Bush's career wanted to be. Elite pass catching weapon out of the backfield. Complete mismatch. But not your 300 rushes, 200 rushes between the tackle type of player. Brees is that tweener. He's got the frame to run between the tackles, but wants to be that out in space guy. So I don't know if he fits what they want to do. I thought this was the year you run the wheels off of Brees. You fully commit to Brees. You let him go ballistic, and then you know if you have your guy or not. I was said all year, run them to the wheels fall off. If they don't fall off, we can extend you. They barely got the car warm. They barely got the car warm with him. It's been very disappointing with Brees Hall. And if you can't look at that and say that, then you're just a homer who just wants to be over the top. If you can't look at Brees and say, yes, Brees Hall has been a disappointing running back for the Jets for 4 seasons. Injury was disappointing. Not getting to 1,000 yards has been disappointing. Not getting double-digit touchdowns has been disappointing. His utilization has also been disappointing. He had a scumbag quarterback last year who checked out of runs time and time again and wouldn't let him be what he could be. I love all of you that just got mad when I said that. Hey, but he's a nice guy. Shout out to Jay Quest, member for 16 months. Would like to see the Jets play competitive but lose. Over under on how many times Jake shits on Glenn is at 87 for the post game. I'm taking the over. I mean, that would be a remarkable thing for Boomtown to keep track of. I will say, I think Jake will come in hot, but with where the season is, he'll cool off quickly. I don't think you can burn a big long flame over the Aaron Glenn coaching and the Jets performance when you have Brady Cook at quarterback. For everyone who wanted to see Brady Cook, how's that meal? It's like a microwaved pot pie from Charles Gorman. Listen, they have their plan. The plan was to hope that Fields could be the guy. And if not, I said all offseason, it's a win-win. If Fields is the guy, great. You sign them to an extension. You caught lightning in a bottle. You coach them up. And if not, you're in a position to go get your guy and have a long-term quarterback. So, unfortunately, all of this losing has led to a potential win, if you want to view it that way. And I usually do because I try to find the positive. And I'm going to be a fan who hopes that they get it right. And I'm going to hope that the next defensive coordinator is the fucking most innovative guy and that he has a 30-year career like a Dick LeBeau or he's a Wade Phillips or he's just one of those defensive coordinators that you can never let go and never wants to become a head coach, just loves coaching defense. For those of you out there who had questionable upbringings and root for the Mets in New York, Garrett Wilson rocking a Mets hat on the sideline at MetLife today. Antoine Staley just tweeted that. You know I love my Mets friends. Hope is a terrible thing to have. We're Jets fans, Lee Van. We don't have victories. We don't have success. That's all we have at this point. All we have is hope. You have to hope that Aaron Glenn figures it out. You have to hope that Muji is the greatest drafter in the history of sports. We have to hope that good free agents are going to want to come here and we don't have to overpay them. That's where we're at as Jets fans. We have to hope. We don't have anything concrete to stand on. We're in quicksand constantly, and we have to hope somebody comes along to save us. Rick Kent, you know you're my homeboy. You know I got to tease. It's nothing but respect for you. I've told you many times that the ribbing I do with as Yankee Mets goes back to my father. And when I tease someone like you or Nate about the Mets, and it may sound cruel, but in my heart, it warms my heart because that's what me and my father did all the time. So please just know that I'm carrying that torch on and not being vicious or vindictive at all in any way. Jay is hoping Garrett Wilson is gay. All right, Jay, good luck with that. Rick Kent says Rick Garrett Wilson is childhood friends with Brett Barty. Oh, that's a Met player? Brett Beatty is a Met player. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to bring you right now a very special treat. Some of you have been asking, where is the guy who calls in from the attic? Where is the guy who used to call in every show on YouTube? Well, we have someone right now calling in from the attic. Kyle Clifton. Hey, Kyle.
Oh, Nick, how are you?
How are you? How's the attic?
Oh, comfy up here. There's a little bit of a lingering aroma, but it's nothing that a good airing wouldn't cure.
All right. Good luck, to you,
Um,
sir. Hope you make it out safely.
yes, I'm relaxing. I got my 3.5 mile walk in this morning on the
Nice.
treacherous
Good
ice.
for you, man.
Yeah,
You're slimming down, bro. Keep it up.
I'm getting there.
You have a
Uh,
goal or just doing it to get healthy?
I needed to because I'm going back into the city now, and you got to be in shape for that. A lot of walking to catch buses uphill and stuff like that. So,
All right. Good for you, man.
um,
Keep it up. I'm proud of you.
thanks. Mike Catena had brought something up in the chat about how he thought that we were going to turn over a good portion of the roster and maybe only keep 13 players. And I don't think he's too far off. I came up with 15 names there in the chat that I think would be guys that we want to keep to definitely fill roles on the team. And a lot of them are in the secondary or on the O line.
Guys that we're gonna keep.
Right.
All right. I'm gonna
So
put my list
think
together
about
as you're talking.
Olu, Tip, Membu, right? Those three are probably slam dunks, you would think.
Myers
right?
too. We just signed Myers to an extension.
We just
so you
signed
got
Myers. I didn't count him, but that would be 16. I had gotten to 15. In the secondary, I think AZ, right? Stiggers for his special teams value. Stevens has played well since the first few games. Brownlee, right?
Yeah.
Then you talk about Isaiah Davis, right? Who's played well in his role.
I got 12 on offense.
Yeah. Mason Taylor, Garrett Wilson.
Rucker too, because he just got an extension.
He just got signed. I mean, he would have fallen into like my second category is like guys you don't really have a say in anymore. Like because we re-signed Ruckert, and like if you think about the linebacker, what's his name? The converted linebacker who's still on his re-signed deal. Sherwood. He's another guy that he's going to be here next year, and you hope that he plays better, but maybe not in the long-term plans, right?
Mm-hmm.
McNamara
Yep.
is a guy, right?
Yep.
AD is a guy that you would think would probably be in the plans probably for next year and maybe the year beyond that if he continues to play well. And then beyond that, like Briggs, right?
Yeah.
JJ.
Yeah. I got 22.
Like I don't
23
know. I
because
don't know if Will McDonald has more value on some other team than he does on the Jets. I got to be honest
Yeah.
with you. And
Well,
that's the same
he's
thing.
under contract to come back, but I don't think
Yes.
it's a guarantee he's here.
And that's the same thing with Brees. Like, is there a team that has a vision that to use him better than he's been used here? Right.
Right.
And does it make more sense for them to sign him to that deal than it does for a rebuilding Jets team to sign to double digits millions? I don't know.
Yeah. So real quick, I'll go through mine. Offensively, Membu, Titman, Myers, and Olu.
Right.
Then Davis and Allen in the backfield. I got Mitchell, Mechie, and Wilson at wide receivers because I think they're going to be back.
Well, yeah, bet you is probably someone who you would at least want to take a look at, right?
Yeah. And then Arian Smith was drafted this year, so I think maybe he'll get a chance with a decent quarterback. You got Taylor and Ruckert. Then defensively, Jermaine, Briggs, Will McDonald. I think Phillips can be back on a restructured deal, but But that's to be determined, right?
Mhm.
Sherwood under contract. I'm not mad if they move on in any way, shape, or form. AZ, Brownlee, and Stevens are locked in. Safeties, the whole room is going to get restructured. Oh, Moore. I forgot Moore. So that's 24. And then specials, I got Williams, Hennessy, and McNamara. To be determined what we do at kicker. And if Keeney comes back. Jets inactives for today, folks. We have Tyrod Taylor's out, so Herndon Hooker is quarterback 2. Chris Smith, Mozzie Smith, Marquise Hayes, Mason Taylor, and Quentin Skinner are the inactives. So Herndon Hooker backing up Brady Cook today. So exciting day. Very exciting day in Jets land.
So the one thing that I might push back a little bit on, and I don't know how this regime feels about him.
Yeah.
Like, this is going to be year 3 for Braylon Allen, right? Devastating injury. No cost to cut him, really. Like, if they bring in competition, he's a guy I would look for, like, that might not be on the team next year. And that's just more of a comment, less on the player than it is on the nature of the NFL, right?
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. I think.
I know
mean,
the fan
this
base
is the
loves him.
year where you could take another running back like a Davis in the later rounds, right? You have a lot of 5s and 6s coming up. You can maneuver to go get a running back that fits your mold, and it might not be the flashiest running back, but his style will fit here and what they want to do. So it's going to be interesting when you see them with the draft capital, with the money. Now we're going to really get a vision of what they want to be.
Right.
We're going to see the types of players they're investing in. I don't think it'll be, hiccup. I don't think it'll be a lot of 1-year deals. There might be some, but I don't think that they're going to shop at the bargain bin like they did last year. I think you're going to start to see guys get 2-3 year deals. Maybe you go big and someone gets a 4, but I think the players nowadays don't like to commit long term. You're seeing that, right? The quarterbacks are getting the 7-year deals. No one else is getting that. The elite edge rusher is only getting a 4-year deal because they all want to be free again in their prime still. So,
Yeah.
because you don't know how much the money's going to explode over the next 4 years with Netflix and Amazon money coming in.
Right. I'm hopeful that they're going to use that money to rebuild the defense to get it back to a modicum of competency. You know, safety here, linebacker there, maybe someone to jump in the edge rotation. But like, I think that the draft should be used to take down value and get the best players that we can to upgrade this roster as a whole. Like, so if you're sitting there at 18, for example, right?
Mhm.
And for some reason you can't believe that Jeremiah Love is there, and you weren't able to come to terms with Breeze, you take that player down because that player is special. And I don't really love taking running backs in the first round, but
I don't think he makes that. I think Kansas City. I'd be shocked if he gets past Kansas City. I
Right.
really would, because Kansas City adding a talent like that. Now that I believe Kelsey's done, he's going to ride off. You need to recreate your identity in Kansas City, and what better way to do it than to go get an elite talent like that? So
yeah,
I
I'm
don't
not.
think he would get past them. I
Yeah,
mean,
I'm not saying that
Tennessee.
we need him. I'm saying that, like, recognize the players that are falling, that are too good to pass on because
Yeah,
our roster's not that good, and grab those guys
yeah. You know,
because that's what the draft's for.
Baltimore to go grab him ahead of us, right?
Yep.
With that pick to replace Henry, you bring in Love, and then I don't know Henry's deal, but Henry can't run forever. That would be a great transition to go from Henry to Love. I'm looking at other teams at the top here. Arizona at 6. Do you just, do you give a really good piece there? Do you try to make them everything work for another year? Do you bring in Love and Harrison and you have like a loaded offense? I don't know. I could see him going a couple places here uh, before that 18 pick.
Yeah, I mean,
I'd be shocked if Kansas City let passes on him. I think they like Pacheco, but Pacheco's like a Breeze. There's all that potential. There's a lot to like, but it just doesn't translate consistently on the field. There's
you-
moments.
you're going to see somebody at that 18th overall pick that you're not going to believe, right? And you're going to just say, okay, we don't have
Yeah.
a choice. We got to take this player down.
You know who that is for me? I'm looking at the player that is ranked in the top 10 a lot, but it's Peter Woods, the D lineman from Clemson.
Yeah, I see him falling in a lot of the mocks.
Yeah. My dream pick is Sonny Styles. Mendoza and Styles is my dream one, too. Get the captain of your offense, captain of your defense, and build it with those guys. But with that second pick, if somebody like, I'm looking at the names now, if somebody like Keldrick Falk starts to slide into that lower teens, I wouldn't be surprised if we jump. If David Bailey, the edge from Texas Tech, starts to slide, even though he's only 250, I think he's a more complete player. But if Falk at 6'6", 270 defensive end starts to slide 12, 13, I'm okay with going up and jumping and getting one of those players that create your identity on defense.
I think you were of the same mind as me that Glenn wants to get heavier edges. And, I don't know. That might be something for the day 2 picks, like whether they're taking those guys in round 2 or trading out of round 2 and taking them in round 3 with a pick that we acquire or whatever.
Yeah.
But
I'm a big proponent of your first round picks, especially top 20. You got to go with blue chip positions, not just blue chip players.
Mhm.
You got to be fully loaded. Maybe your quarterback gets hurt. That's how you end up with a top pick and you get a Kyle Hamilton. But
No,
I'm not taking a
I
safety
agree
there.
wholeheartedly.
I want to build my trenches. I want my edges to be good. We got good tackles. I want my quarterback to be good. I want the safety. If everyone's playing well in front of the safety and you got a dominant front, you don't need a big name safety. You can have just a playmaker who's not spectacular, but he's smart. Like a safety to me is like a relief pitcher. Don't overdo it. Because if he's making a ton of plays, like Marcus May did, you're bad and you're making those plays downfield, right? Like you're making
Right.
tackles 15 yards downfield in the run game. I don't want that shit. I want a playmaker. And you can
The
get a playmaker who's not spectacular.
Right. My only thing is, and I agree with you on in principle, but I also know that not every draft is created equal.
Mhm.
So there are certain position groups that might be more prominent, and this is apparently another good, um, defensive tackle draft. So
Yeah.
since we passed last year, maybe we're going to look to get some depth there. Because I would start to be eyeing up a Phillips replacement if I were the Jets.
Yeah.
Um, because they can yeah, they could probably re-sign him on something team friendly, but they could also very easily get out of it if they wanted to because it didn't cost them anything, and it could be that the end has begun. So
My guy is Amori Washington from Oregon.
yes,
If he's that guy that I would be perfectly okay with trading up into the end of round one and getting him to make sure you get him. If we don't, if we get Washington and Styles, you're creating that identity in the middle of your defense. You got to build it from the inside out. Having an edge rusher
and
with speed like Will McDonald when you can't stop shit up the middle and you can't do anything up the middle isn't fun to watch. So you got to be stout up the middle, kick everything outside, and that's when you have guys like Will who can chase it down.
right, and don't forget who one of the most important players in Glenn's defense was in Detroit, Lynn McNeil, right? Once
Yeah,
he got hurt, everything started to go downhill
yeah.
for them.
A lot of people say Hutchinson was able to do what he did because of McNeil.
Right.
So build it from the inside out, and then you have 3-1s next year. Go get an elite pass rusher to add to it, but get your stout guy this year. Get your middle set, and then next year you go and you can add, and you can make this defense and this front really, really elite. All right, sir. I
All
appreciate
right,
you
Nick.
calling in.
I'll
Good luck
talk to
in
you
the
soon.
attic. Be good,
Be
Kyle.
good. Bye.
Great call by Kyle. Love talking football with him. Very knowledgeable fan. Shout out to Amanda. Nothing like a Nick Shine show to start off your Sunday. The only way that it gets better is if Nick Shine was ending your night, not you specifically. But speaking of someone who can really start off your Sunday, it's our buddy Fox. Appreciate you. Thank you, Fox. Appreciate you too, buddy. You're the man. Hope you're enjoying the show and some rips from the bong. Rick Kent says, Sunny Styles must be tough having grown up with a ridiculous name like I love what Rick is similar to me with the mindset that we always look at things from a different perspective than most. No Mozzie. No, I have zero expectations for Mozzie Smith. When we traded for Mozzie Smith, he was the last rated defensive tackle on PFF. He hasn't gotten on the field. He's inactive most weeks. I think he's just a strong guy who isn't either a smart or good football player. Now, if they get a full offseason with him, they do have his rights. They can bring him in. They can work with him. Maybe they develop him, but I have no expectations for Mozzie Smith. He can't get on the field here. Looking for other comments in the chat. Hit the like button, folks. We got over 60 of you here watching. on Sunday morning in the pregame show. We have a big raffle going on. I haven't solidified the prize yet, but we do have a big raffle that will be going off Super Bowl Sunday. So I want to get something nice. I want to be a big prize. So all of your raffle entries starting today. Super chats, $5 and up. Gifted memberships. Don't forget, today's Sunday. Raffle entries are doubled on Sunday. And we have the post-game show tonight at 8 o'clock that we will be back for. So you get a chance to double dip today. Rick Kent with a great Mozzie Smith analogy. We already have a strong guy who isn't smart or good at football. Clemens. Very good point. Now, if you want good points, you bring in this guy. He's very knowledgeable sports fan. He's a very caring human being. He always asks how everyone is, and if he sees you, he says it in a particular way.
Stay in my crib by the light, and so bright at the twilight's last evening.
Hi. Well, her
Hi.
next time.
Hi, Lincoln. How are you?
Good. So, if you were like the Jets, do you sign Silver or Washington in the draft?
I like Washington.
Why?
Do you like Washington or Lincoln? Who was the better president?
Washington?
Why?
Well, I mean, he was good.
Okay.
So I mean,
Lincoln was bad?
no, he was. I don't know.
Okay.
No, I mean, so if you sign, I mean, if you draft Silver, or if you sign Mendoza, who do you think would be good?
This is more
Lane
important
Robert
than
says
Mendoza.
hi to me. Yeah, I do. No matter what, but how many times I say hi to him?
Can we get you to give Rick Kent a very special Lane Kerner hello? How are you?
Hello, how are you, Rick Kent? Are you having a nice day today? See if he responds.
Let's see. I don't know. Well, Rick Kent respond to you, Lane. We're waiting for Rick Kent's reply. But how do you feel about the Giants
Yeah.
and the Raiders today? Do you want the Giants to lose? Do you want the
No,
Giants to win? Do you want the
I
number one
actually
pick?
want them to win. Oh, we got a message back. I'm good, Lane. Thank you. See? I got a response from him. Yeah, honestly,
That's very
yeah,
special.
it's gonna. Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, he knows what he's talking
He's
about.
a very busy man, Rick Kent.
Yeah,
So
I
if
know.
he, if
Well,
he
I
took
mean,
the
I
time to
know he's
reply to
nice.
you are upper echelon in humanity.
Yeah,
Did
it's
you
gonna
just
be
fart?
tough. No,
You sure?
yeah, I did.
Yeah, I know. I heard it.
Yeah,
All
when
right.
like
No lying to me,
uh,
Lane. I'm your buddy.
I stopped for a second. Yeah.
All right.
Do you think? I mean, I think that the Giants are gonna win. It might be hard though because the Raiders are good because they know
Yeah,
how to move the football down. Why
they
is
do know how
that?
to move the football down.
Same as the Jets. I mean, I think that like you think about. I mean, also, I mean, Will McDonald's injured and
Correct.
Justin Fields is out. So I mean, do you put Damian Cook in to start the first half or second half in the game
I would
today?
put Damian Cook in at any time Damian Cook wants to go in. Who am I to argue with someone named after the devil?
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
I'm not going to argue with someone
Yeah.
like that.
I mean, because the Jets just signed Myers, you play Sorwood, and you keep him for next year. Then, if you keep him for next year, do you keep Bruce Hall?
Lane, I would love to have you in the meetings with the New York Jets brass and have them assess your takes and have your input on the team.
Uh,
I'm going to see if I can make some calls to get
yeah,
that to happen for you, okay?
yeah. I mean, like, yeah. And let me see what else I could think of. Yeah, because
Well, I
with
have something I thought of.
yeah,
You're known for doing impressions, and you've done ones of me, Jake, Neil, uh, Bobby. How about we do one for the first time? You do a Rick Kent impression.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Bobby. How's everybody? Oh yeah, I'm doing good today. I just did. I just did some computer work today, typing. What's good? Yep, yep. You asked me some questions. Yeah, yeah, I'm good. Uh, how do I feel about the Dodgers? I think the Dodgers are gonna be good. Rick Kent. No, I mean Bobby. What else has been going? Well, I mean, I know it's been raining.
Can you guys hear me, late train? Honestly, can you hear me? Oh man, the Jets gonna play very bad today against the Patriots. Like, it's gonna be another Jets debacle. We're gonna get blown out. Like, do you? I have a question for you, Lane. Do you think Aaron Glenn's gonna be good next year? Do you believe in Aaron Glenn? Because really, I don't.
Well, I think that you keep Aaron Glenn. I mean, it's his first year. Don't forget. If you're thinking, yeah, there's no way they're gonna let him go. I mean, he might need help though after the season about the way.
I think if John Harbaugh's on the coaching market, I'd fire Aaron Glenn and hire John Harbaugh.
Really? Because, well, if you sign him, like if you sign a Harbaugh, I don't know. You might have to move him around going into 2026 and maybe 2027 if you do get him. If not, you could always go after somebody else.
I'd rather get John Harbaugh if he's fired or Mike Tomlin. If Pittsburgh decides to part ways him, because I'm sorry, Aaron Glenn, I don't think he's a good head coach so far. Like, he's not a good head coach, honestly. He's terrible.
I mean, you could argue with it. I mean, I'm not saying anything wrong. That I'm not calling anything wrong. It's just that. I mean, it could be good.
I wouldn't let Aaron Glenn CEO anything. I wouldn't let Aaron Glenn CEO Mr. Bonesy's shoe store. I wouldn't even let Aaron Glenn CEO whatever meal Chuck Wag is cooking tonight. He is useless. He's incompetent. He doesn't know what he's doing. And honestly, if I was the owner, I would fire Aaron Glenn and I would hire an actual head coach or an offensive coach to develop the rookie quarterback that we're drafting, whether it's Fernando Mendoza or Ty Simpson or Dante Moore. I'd actually get an offensive coach because seriously. Remember that Aaron Glenn's press conference? He was like, "Oh my God." What's up, Nick?
I had to throw clothes in a dryer. Thank you, gentlemen, for running the Nick Shine Show. Appreciate it.
Yep. Yeah,
Let's talk about the Jets, Nick. So, what are your expectations? I think it's gonna be another Jets debacle. It's gonna be a very bad loss. What's your thoughts on that?
Agreed. We're going to be down 17 by probably 18 minutes. By 17 minutes into the game, we'll be down by 17 or more.
I agree with you because our defense is terrible. What do you think? Do you think Aaron Glenn's a good coach? I don't think so, Nick. I think Aaron Glenn's not doing a very good job. He's actually doing a horrible job.
Well, I think he has a lot he can improve upon, but I think that also you're only as good as your quarterback at certain times. So
I agree.
I think you need a better roster. I think that you take this offseason, you build your team, and if it's just as bad next year, you have a very good chance to go into year 3 and get a good head coach with a better roster and be a more enticing team. I got to go put more clothes in the other dryer. I'll be right back.
Hello, guys.
Bobby Midnight. What's up with you?
Hi.
How you doing? What do you think about the Jets today? It's gonna be another Jets debacle, Bobby.
Okay, my name's Max. I want to ask you a question.
What's up?
Can you come to my show once in a while?
Oh man, I should come on your show, Bobby Midnight. Honestly, I'll probably come on your show.
You never come to my. You went to.
Oh man, I'm always on Jake Hanson's show. You know, man. What do you have your shows, Bobby Midnight? What do you have your shows? Honestly,
I like you. I like you. You're a good kid.
Thank you. I'm the best things.
Yeah, I want you on my show once in a while. You're a great guy.
What's it? Yo, Bobby, how do you think the Giants are going to do today? They're probably going to lose badly.
Oh yeah, they're going to lose to the Rays. No doubt.
Hopefully, then we get a high draft pick.
They're not going to win. They stink. Oh, guess what I heard?
The legend, Bobby Midnight. Wow. Good show. What's your next show, Bobby Midnight? What's your next show?
I don't know because we're getting bad news. My aunt's dying, so.
Oh, that's the worst. But I have a show tonight. I'm doing my show tonight.
Oh,
Get all the shiners to come on. 8:30 p.m. tonight. We're gonna have a show, post game show.
Oh, you have a show? Really?
Just started last week.
Oh,
I got the Mad Maniacs to join on. I was promoting it. I promoted it. It's Max's New York Jets is my YouTube channel.
Okay, Max. New York Max. Okay, I looked up that. Yeah, I'm a little sad right now. So
No.
That's the
just
word.
wanted to call
Sorry to
and
hear
say
about
hello to Nick.
your
And
consultants
you
about what
guys.
happened.
Yeah, I don't know how.
Sorry, Bobby.
I'm a little.
I'm sorry about your
But
passing.
I think the Giants are gonna lose definitely,
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
and I think the Jets are gonna lose too. So I don't. Do you have faith in the Jets?
I don't have faith that Aaron Glenn is the coach. That's for sure.
Oh,
He's
yeah, you know what
he's
I heard?
terrible.
Guess
I
what?
would let Aaron Glenn be CEO of anything. I wouldn't let Aaron Glenn be CEO of Mr. Bounty's shoe store. I wouldn't even
Right.
let him be CEO whether Chuck Wagon's cooking
Oh,
tonight.
no.
He's useless. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He's incompetent. He's the worst shots out coach I've ever seen, and I've watched the Adam Gase years. He's terrible.
Yeah. Do you know what I heard?
What?
The Giants. Yeah, well, okay. Right. I go to his show. So Max, I heard that the Giants might get the Pittsburgh Steelers coach.
Mike Tomlin?
Lane, turn your TV down, please.
Oh, they go over?
Yeah, what's
Thank
his
you.
name? The guy on the Steelers coach. Oh.
Mike Tomlin?
Thank you. Yeah, that was a brain fart. Rickhead says, Max, you're repeating.
And everyone, guys, check out my show tonight, 8:30 p.m. on Max's New York Jets.
No, do not watch Max tonight at 8:30 because the Nick Shine show is on at 8 o'clock. I did not remove him. He left on his own.
Okay, Nick Shine, I'm a little upset right now. So.
Well, don't be, Bobby. Here's what you do. This is what I tell my mom. My mom is somebody who gets very upset and
well, my aunt's dying. That's
I understand that. And it's unfortunate. But you got to look at she's lived a long life. She's lived a good life. And you look back at the happy moments that you had and you treasure those. And you put it, even though your heart hurts, you allow it to put a smile on your face that you have all the good memories with her.
Yeah,
and that she was a big part of your life. And you can honor that without getting, too down in the dumps. Of course, it's
no, I
normal.
will have a show. I don't know when because I'm a little upset. So it will be soon.
Okay. Did she actually pass away yet, or is she?
No, they bringing the family down there, and she's on morphine and everything else. So.
I'm sorry, Bob.
Yeah, so I'm not.
Make sure you don't try to steal any of the morphine. I know how you get around those things.
No, I had morphine in the hospital. Well, not morphine. I had something else. I had hydrocodone, I think.
Erections?
Hydrocodone. So
we know Lane. We know Lane loves those.
How you doing, Nick?
I'm all
Yeah,
right.
Bobby, I know how you feel. I've experienced.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Just like a month ago. Yeah.
No, that was longer than a month ago.
At 71 years old, so I know how you feel.
Your father was 71 years old.
Yeah.
Too? Yeah, my aunt
died. Yeah. So how is he? Is he in a hospital or did she
she's
already?
in the hospital. Yes,
She's just like not doing well.
Oh, she has.
Is your brother feeling this?
Is
your father upset also?
Nick,
No, I mean, is your brother upset?
You, Nick, I'm leaving if you don't come back.
So is your brother upset also?
Of course he is. That's our aunt.
Is everybody down there now? Or
come on, Nick, I don't need you to take yourself off. I need you.
The side froze. I couldn't scroll and find anything.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to leave on you, buddy.
So how's your kids doing and the dog?
Everyone's good. Teenagers suck. Dog is fantastic.
Oh, I know. Yeah, my daughter's gonna be 20 in July. She's finished her teens.
Oh, your daughter's gonna be like 20? Wow.
What's boo mean?
Kids growing up.
You love it.
Funny. The boo noise.
Kids?
Of course I love my kids, but teenagers.
I know who you love the best.
Upon you.
You love your nephew the best, don't you?
I don't love him the best, but it's different. He's a young kid, so
Yeah,
when they're
so he's
little
not
kids, they
quite.
like look up to you and they idolize you, and
Yeah, they
and they
are.
like hang to you, and they want
Yeah,
to be around you. When they're teenagers, they're like, nah, there's other
yeah,
cool shit in the
of
world.
course, yes, I agree with that. Yeah. Well, even when Stephanie was younger, she always wanted to go back to mommy because I had her on the weekends, and she said, "Oh, I want to go back to mommy's." Okay, let's bring you back to mommy's.
Yeah. Well, you know what? They got their setups there. They got their video game systems.
Yeah,
They got their iPads.
yeah,
So
but it was my
it's
weekends.
a generation of kids. It sucks.
Do I look different to you today?
You look old, gray, and ghostly. No, you look the same.
No, my face doesn't look different.
Nope. It is Elmer's glue white.
Well, I'm always ghostly white.
You are.
What are you, tan?
Me?
Yeah.
Not now. It's December.
You're white too, so boop. So how was doing the snow when it snowed? How you made it through?
Wasn't bad. There's 3 inches. That's 1.5 bobbies. That's how we measure it down here. You like that one, Lane?
I like that one.
That's how we do
it's
snow
funny.
measurements in 2-inch increments.
That's
Bobby.
all you
Talking about
had is
snow.
3?
Funny
were,
you said that.
so
Like I
you
got
had
like
3?
5.
I thought you said 68.
Hey guys, I don't know if you've ever been on YouTube before or had conversations, but one at a time works much better for the listener.
So
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, like on my show? Yeah.
No,
Okay. Yeah, and Nick, I
Yes,
think
sir.
we're gonna get 68 inches.
68 inches?
No, 6 to 8.
Well, I don't control the snowstorm.
Yeah.
It,
Oh, okay.
it didn't come down as far in New
Yeah,
Jersey.
we didn't get that much either.
Yeah, whatever. I still got 6 hours of snow removal. I would rather get the 6 hours and do
Oh
3
no, I
inches
understand that. I
than 10
understand.
hours and 8 inches because I would be in a lot worse shape.
Oh,
today.
definitely. Yeah. You have people come and help you guys? I heard.
I had the supervisor show up a couple times to help me, but I basically had to
What
do
do
a
you
school by
mean the
myself.
shark tooth is gone? What are you talking about?
That was the patch of hair you had.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah. Well,
I thought you
remember
meant
that
something else.
stick of beard I had right there?
Yep.
Oh, it was thick as like a dirt. So they do it again.
Tommy says the Happy Days 30th anniversary reunion is on Me TV.
Oh, I want to see that. I'm going to see that right now.
All
Then I
right,
go-
Lane, good luck today.
Yeah.
I hope your Giants lose. You want to lose, right?
Well, we're going to lose
No,
anyway. I
I
don't.
actually like want them to
All right,
win,
ladies and
but I'm
gentlemen, this
nervous
is the
about
Giant fan segment of the show. Discuss your Giants.
it. Yeah, we'll talk about
No,
Giants.
I'm going to leave. I love you guys, everybody.
Yeah,
Don't you
okay, bye.
fucking leave. I'll kick
Bye,
you in the 2-inch.
everybody. Bye.
Hey, I'm going to leave. I'm done. I'm done.
Bye. Bye, Bobby.
Okay, see you guys later.
All right, soon. Bye bye.
I love you guys. You know, I want
Yep,
to.
I know it's good. I know how you feel. Yeah.
Happy days. Okay, love
Yeah.
you guys, everybody. See you
All
soon.
right, I'll see you.
It will be
Bye-bye.
like I will have them
Yeah.
on Tuesday. I'm gonna have one. Then I'm gonna have a 24. Remember the 24 on Wednesday?
Yeah.
That's gonna be good.
Big soon.
Bye, everybody. I love
Okay,
you.
bye.
Bye, Nick. Bye, Lane.
Bye bye. Okay.
Thank God for some of our callers. Lane sneaks a fart in and then leaves. All of the years of humanity, and we are blessed to live during the era of the internet and some of the callers that we get. Fun time. Sean, respectfully, stop doing drugs because how do you envision us scoring 16? 2 special teams touchdowns and a special team safety? I need this breakdown. How do you see us scoring double digits. I would say that we get a field goal. And the only reason we get the field goal is because of a good punt return. And the only reason we get the punt return is late in the game, the Patriots remove their starters. Rick, I think this could be a drubbing. I'm going 38-3. I have a bet I put in. I have a $45 cash out option already. I hit on the Ravens money line and Houston to cover yesterday. And now today I got the Jaguars minus 5.5. I got New England. I moved the line to minus 19.5. I got the over in the Saints, Tennessee. And there's one other game. What is it? But there's 4 games at 1 o'clock that could really get a big cash out option before the night game. That game is Seahawks money line. So 1 o'clock, I need the Seahawks to beat the Panthers, the Jets to lose by 20 or more, Jaguars to beat the Colts by 5.5, and the over in the Saints Titans, which is 39.5. So hopefully Cam Ward and Tyler Shough do their thing. And that should be a $15 bet. That should be maybe a $600-700 cash out option. But I got the Rams tonight or tomorrow night minus 2.5. I moved that down to 2.5. So we could be looking at a really big payout option today if these 4 games hit at 1 o'clock. Ladies and gentlemen, Max says Max is NY Jets 8278. Max, everyone watch Max after the Nick Shine show tonight. Sean, I don't know how you could do it. We took my son last November up to visit Bryant University in Rhode Island, and I couldn't stand the people and the accents. I don't know how you do that, buddy. Thoughts and prayers, my friend. Boss Girl says, are we going to watch the Giants-Raiders game with more interest than the Jets-Pats? Yes, because I think we all know the Jets are going to lose, and they're going to lose bad. But I believe that the Giants-Raider game holds more interest, and they're evenly matched. So I believe it could be a close, dramatic game from a Jets fan perspective, because we know we'll have our loss locked in by that time. Wait, Sean, are you Sean who calls in on the air? You've been a member of my chat for a while. Are you Sean with the football in the toilet, Sean? He's Max. He's Damien. Calling in to Jake Damien. Oh, what's up, Sean? You've been in my chat for a long time. I've seen your name here for very long, man. Appreciate you. I never put one and one together that was you. Yeah, that's rough living there, man. I'm sorry. That's rough. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you hit the like button, folks. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're trying to make that push to get to 2,000 by the Super Bowl, the day of our next raffle. We got a couple more subs during today's show. I appreciate you guys. Welcome to the Nick Shine Show. Enjoy your stay. You're all nice guys and gals. There are some gals here, so act appropriate in the chat. If we get inappropriate, I shall lead the way. Just kidding. The chat always leads the way with this show, especially Boomtown. They get fucking ridiculously wild up in Canada. Billy Noodles, what up, dog?
What up, bro? How you doing?
All right. Now,
Yeah.
rehash one of our old arguments. Last night, is how you do not stop Derrick Henry.
4 touchdowns.
That is Derrick Henry doing Derrick Henry things.
Hey, as long as he
You
scored.
think they would have signed up for 21 carries and 64 yards? Hell yeah.
Yeah, but still 2 touchdowns. Well, what was the final score?
3 touchdowns last night.
Well, he had 4.
Yeah, he ended up with 4.
Yeah, yeah. As I was video gaming and like going to the twilight or falling asleep or something, I just see and the 4th touchdown for the King. I'm like, oh, dude, yo, come on. Hey, no, yeah, that was terrible. But it goes to show you how fast like Achan even took us out. He had like almost 100 rushing yards in that small amount of time. It was crazy.
This is why you need a badass middle linebacker. You need big defensive tackles. You need that. I want to build that old school defense. Give me 2 defensive tackles who aren't great at running, but can clog up the center, the guards. They can throw one of them away into the other and just shut down that side of the field to run. And then if you have to kick things out, your linebackers can go sideline to sideline. Your safety can come up. Your defensive ends can move. But give me 2 massive bodies in the middle of the field that can eat up 3, maybe even a 4th of the offensive line if you design it right.
I mean, if you want to talk about, like a blueprint to building a defense for younger players, look at the Browns, right? And what they've done. Schwarzenegger, that kid is a freak.
Yeah.
He's probably going to be the defensive rookie of the year. And then even with Graham not being like as dominant as they expected him to be, he held up enough to be good enough as a starting defensive lineman. I think Briggs is a highlight, obviously, for the season. I don't know, man. I mean, I would take a stab at Max Crosby if obviously he's disgruntled enough. I'd give them Jermaine or Will in something. Probably, one or the other with a pick, not a first rounder. But I feel like supposedly he's got rapport with the Bills and Josh Allen. So I could see them needing him for a full run next year for a Super Bowl title.
I think the Bills changed some things up after they failed to make the Super Bowl again.
Yeah.
I was a big believer last year that you should have fired McDermott and went all in to get somebody like Belichick. You have your quarterback in place and let him get your defense has been what shit the bed several times.
Yeah.
You can just let the offense be and just improve the defense. And I thought Belichick would want to go for the wins record, to go to an established team like the Bills and get those double-digit wins in 2 or 3 years and become the all-time winning coach. I thought that would have been the plan. I'm glad it didn't happen because McDermott is a train wreck and can't win in January. So fuck him and their whole fan base.
I mean, so a couple of things to touch on. It's I heard you I came in just as you were talking about the Giants Raiders situation. You realize they put Kevin Harlan as that's like their best announcer for that game, which is a shit game.
For which game?
For the Raiders Giants game. He's the
They don't have many options this week because they had all the Christmas Day games and the Saturday games. So instead of just a game on Thursday, now you had 5 games that were played already. So it limits your options. And some of the better teams were put, what they thought would be better teams, Washington and Dallas.
Yeah.
Be good with Washington coming off the championship appearance. They put better teams on in national already. So your options are really limited. A lot of the crews have
to put your best announcer for that game. There's a reason why they're doing that. It's because they know whoever
Harlan isn't their best. You might like him the most, but
no, he's the best
Jim Nance
announcer.
is the A team. Ian Eagles the B team, and then Harlan is down with the 3rd or 4th.
I don't know. He's got that voice, dude. I don't know, man. I think Kevin Harlan's a voice to put on. But anyway, yeah. I mean, I think putting Kevin Harlan and putting that at that time slot, whoever loses that is going to be the holder of probably the keys for the first round draft pick, and it's going to be mentioned probably like 1,000 times.
Well,
obviously,
you can't solidify that, right? Because the Cowboys play the Giants, and what if the Cowboys just decide, hey, we're going to F the Giants? We got nothing to play for. We're eliminated. And then you have the Raiders against the Chiefs with their 3rd quarterback. Nothing's guaranteed. I mean, you've seen what happens when teams have nothing to play for. They can really shut it down.
Well,
I don't think it's a lock.
How funny is it? You see how many players are shut down for both of these teams? It's kind of wild.
Yeah.
It's like who is non-shittier than the other? I mean, it's basically the Geno Smith versus Jackson Dart game. I feel like Jackson Dart will win. I feel like the Giants are going to win.
Either way is good for us.
Yeah.
Whoever wins today, I hope they win next week because we just need to jump them.
Yeah. So the only thing I feel,
I hope Cleveland, man. I hope that Myles Garrett can just go get a 5-sack game and be
that's
a game
what
record.
I mean. Without DK Metcalf, he's going to have what Freiermuth, and he's going to have triple tight end options all game, which is not like to say Aaron can't work with that, but that's kind of rough. And then the Ravens won, so they're in striking distance. If they lose 2 and they win 2, they're in because their last game is against them, so they can win themselves into the playoffs and knock the Steelers out with that win, and if the Browns win. So that's to me that should have been that that's probably the best game of the week from what's left. But so I wanted your opinion. That's why I called in. How weird is the outcome for most of these quarterbacks beginning to like spiral out of significance and how bad it's getting? So let's think about Kyler Murray will be an option.
Not for us.
No. I'm just saying in general, like Kyler Murray will be an option. Well, so there was a reason why I'm bringing this all up because anything that spoils a factor of who goes where becomes like a thing, right? So let's say like Kyler Murray's available and like the Raiders are like, oh, we like Kyler Murray. Then that takes them out of the sweepstakes or something. You know what I mean? So I think it is a big deal for an impact of a draft where only 2 quarterbacks are actually really something. You know what I mean? I think it's more of a big deal. Knowing that next year it
move
was a
on
crop.
from Pete Carroll. I don't think they're going to let Pete Carroll draft at 70-something years old a young quarterback. I think they'll move on from Carroll, and then they'll bring in a young offensive-minded coach to take their quarterback and build them. I think that's the best thing for the Raiders to do. I don't know if the Raiders will do that because as long as someone named Davis owns the team, they don't really do what's best for the team.
They do what he likes.
They just do some crazy shit. So
I mean, there's Kyler, right? There's all the scuttlebutt about Lamar, which I believe all of it. Then you got the Tua situation. Are they really going to stick with Tua? If they can get rid of him, would they? I think there's a few scenes. I mean, Willis just helped himself out as a free agent for yesterday's showing. Like, there's a lot of shit that can be shaken. A lot of trees that can be shaken. I'm kind of like,
it's a lot to say though because I said this yesterday on the Addy show. Anyone who plays in a Shanahan, McVay system looks great instantly. Baker Mayfield went to the Rams and won a game in 2 days with McVay as coach. Mac Jones, Sam Darnold go to San Francisco and look good. Every quarterback that Rodgers obviously was good already, but then Love comes in, and now you see Willis playing a little bit, and they look good. The Green Bay defense shit the bed yesterday, but that wasn't a loss because of Malik Willis. Malik Willis did enough to win that game. But
I mean, Stetson Bennett.
Would I be mad with somebody like Malik Willis as a 1-year bridge? No, or not even the bridge, like as somebody come in. But I think you get a mentor that has a little bit more experience playing than Malik Willis. If you're going to bring in and go draft a rookie, if you're going to make an all-in move, I don't have an issue with Taylor being the backup for 1 more year and being the mentor because he's got a great head on his shoulders, and I'm paying him for his knowledge and his wisdom and his how to be a pro and his mentality to get passed on to hopefully Mendoza, not his quarterback play.
Yeah. I still think Mariota is the best option as the starter going into a season if you do draft a rookie this year. Period. End of story.
I wouldn't be mad at Mariota, Willis, Taylor, Brissett. Like I wouldn't be mad at a guy who knows his role is to be the backup, doesn't have expectations of playing. I would never want someone like Mac Jones who's a prick and like would rock the boat the minute he gets demoted. In my opinion, he looks like just a scumbag.
He's just looking to trip everybody.
Yeah, like we're gonna have to get a backup. We're gonna have to get a veteran. So I mean, those are the best of bad options, right? Like these are guys that know their role and they know that's your rookie. That's your future. My job and role in the NFL is to mentor this kid, is to get this kid ready, is to sit with him in meetings, to teach him how to study film, is to teach him how to deal with the media. It is to make sure he's not worried about nightlife in New York and he's dedicated to his craft and getting better and he's the first in the building and the last one out. All the cliches, you want to make sure that you have a good structure for the rookie as well as his play on the field. You need to make sure he's successful off of it. And without that proven pedigreed quarterback coach, that's like one of the most impactful guys on a young quarterback is your backup.
Yeah, that's a fact. I think 100%. And I think Darren Muji should be able to process it properly. I don't know if Glenn really has that, because I mean, obviously taking a shot the way they did with Fields was on purpose. It's, hey, if we miss, we're probably missing on the lower end, so it is what it is. And then they punted on the season when they got rid of 2 elite players, which they would say didn't mesh with their system. Okay, fine. I mean, Quentin Williams already played on 3 different systems at this point now. So, you know,
And
you can't.
Quentin Williams is on the smaller side of defensive tackles. That might
That's
not
true.
fit what they want.
Yeah.
They brought in Briggs and they brought in Phillips and they brought in more stout guys, but that's I would hate for the Jets to trade away Quinnen and Sauce to then go draft a defensive tackle and a corner.
In the corner.
Yeah. Like get better elsewhere.
It's
Because
a
you had
nasty-
an all-pro at each position and you couldn't fucking win. You know? Go get another receiver.
Yeah.
Go get an edge rusher who can get home to the quarterback. Go get a defensive tackle who can just beat up people and allow your linebackers to run free. Like, go build what you need to succeed because you had them and you couldn't fucking win.
How do you feel about Will? I'm kind of up in the air with Will. I would say
If
he
the
can be
phone
moved
rings,
on.
I'm answering it. And
Yeah, he can be moved on
I'm
for the
willing
right
to
pay.
take a little bit less to move Will McDonald because he doesn't fit what we can do or what we want to do. And
I do.
I
I don't know. I do find it odd.
If you get a defensive end who's bigger and physical and can play next across from JJ, and Will's your third down guy that you bring in and your pass rush specialist, okay, if that's his role, that's his role. But that all depends on having leads.
So then,
sacks in the Pittsburgh game. He had sacks in the Cleveland game. He had a sack in the Cincinnati game. What's the trend here, Philly?
winning.
You
Yeah,
were
bro.
in those games and he
Yeah.
made impactful plays late. So I can look at it and say, well, if we're in the games more often, he will have more opportunities late in the game after we've worn down the offensive line to get those impact plays. But do you want to pay that money for a
To
third
me,
defensive end?
I was about to say, to me, yeah, not for a third down guy. No, I mean, if I'm Moogie, I'm already thinking, hey, Crosby, we'll send you him, we'll send you McDonald, and we'll send you a second rounder. I mean, I think that's plenty rich. You know,
for
Crosby.
Crosby. I mean, again,
It's like 2 second-round picks.
29 years old. It's a massive contract.
Yeah,
Are you
it's an elite player though. Like to me, that
100%,
he's
nothing against the player? Like,
Yeah.
it's like for what I always said about Sam Darnold back in the day on all the Facebook argument pages: right player, wrong time.
Mhm.
Yes, Crosby's great. Yes, Crosby doesn't come off the field. He'll play 100% of the snaps as defensive end, which is wild. But is it the right time now to make an all-in move for a player like that? So
true. Well, if
I'm
you're giving
sure
around,
you make the call, right? You
Yeah,
make the call, like, hey,
Yeah.
is there something here? Like, do you want to move on from him? What would it take? If they say Jermaine Johnson, a 1 and a 2,
not happening.
if it's a later one,
I don't know. I
I'd give
don't
them
know.
Dallas's 2 this year and a 1 next year to get Max Crosby.
And a player.
Yeah, because you're not going to keep the player.
Yeah, I
You're
don't know.
promoting
Sort
the
of
player
over.
when you get Crosby. Crosby's your left defensive end. Will McDonald becomes useless. Crosby doesn't come off the field. There's multiple games he's played 100% of the snaps. So what the fuck? You don't need Will McDonald at that point. Adios.
You got Michael Clemens.
I would pay heavily for Crosby. I would. I just don't think it happens.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Crosby will want to come here.
Yeah, I feel like
Why do
he's
you
going to
leave
have
the
obviously a
Raiders to
big
go to the
say.
Jets? Like, if you leave the Raiders, you're like, all right, send me somewhere where I have an opportunity.
Yeah, I do think the Buffalo connection might really occur this offseason, especially if they don't win a Super Bowl. It'll be something they need to push them over the edge.
I mean,
Um,
McDermott can't get to a Super Bowl. Why do you keep running it back? Josh Allen can't get to a Super Bowl. You're not moving the quarterback, you move the head coach. If you can't get over the hump, you gotta make moves.
reminds me of
Even though
Elway.
they'll be difficult and they'll say, "Oh, his winning record is this." The goal is to win in January. Fuck
Reminds
it,
me
I
of
don't think Steve
Elway.
McDermott for 20 years. They'll never win.
Does it not remind you of Elway? It'll remind me of Elway at some point, where you win an MVP and you win another MVP, but he got to the Super Bowl that many times.
He did.
That's the weirder part. They're just not even getting to the Super Bowl. Well, this would be the year with no Mahomes and Lamar looking banged up and Burrow out of it. And Aaron Rodgers is your competition and Drake May. If you cannot win this year or get to the Super Bowl this
Don't
year.
sleep on Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence.
Oh, yeah,
forget
yeah.
his
They're on
history,
fire.
disappointments. Trevor Lawrence is playing elite football right now.
Oh, yeah. That's
And
true.
I'm calling this. It's going to be divisional rivalries in both conference champions. It's going to be Rams and Seahawks in the NFC, and it's going to be
Texans.
Texans and Jags in the AFC.
Ooh, you going defense, Texas defense.
And if it's Seahawks and the Texans in the Super Bowl, I put in a $20 bet last week for like $600 to come out if that's the hit. So
Yeah, I looked at all the bets. There was some weird. I mean, the Steelers is like a giant. If you go with the Steelers versus whoever in the Super Bowl, it's a pretty big payout. And it's like, but I just don't see them doing it. I do see either the Bills or the Jags or the Patriots actually getting there. Just because the running game is incredible. You can slow the game down with a good running game. James Cook. Actually, he scores almost too fast. So it kind of that's why they always have shootouts. But the last thing I'll leave you with is I will be thoroughly pissed off if we do not draft a linebacker with the first 2 rounds this year. It's
I
been
think
put
it's
off
safe
for
to
so many
say.
years.
If we don't get one in free agency, if they don't go get one of their guys in free agency, I agree with that. I think
Yeah.
you need to get very good up the middle and a D tackle and a middle linebacker, and then later on a safety. Or if you didn't get one in free agency, I think you got to get better up the middle, and then your
Yeah.
guys on the outside can play better because they'll be less exposed.
Yep. Yeah, man. Well, enjoy the rest of your day, brother.
You too, man. And
All right.
enjoy the games. Thanks for calling in.
You too, bro.
Yeah, Mike. Don't I believe that the 2 best teams in the AFC right now are the Jags and the Texans. I had called at 4 and 5 the Texans would represent the AFC in the Super Bowl, and people scoffed at it. You look at that defense. I mean, all Stroud has to do is manage the game and get to 20 points. Not many teams get to 20 points against them. The Raiders did it last week, which is wild. They're number 1 in scoring. They're number 1 in sacks. They're number 1 in so many statistics that CJ Stroud just has to become a game manager. I really, really enjoy watching that team play defense. That's what I miss. I miss good defense. I miss making key plays, getting interceptions. Stingley got one the other day. I miss watching elite players make elite plays, not just having good PFF ratings, being impactful players on the field, stuffing a 3rd down run because you read it and you fire through the hole, throwing the offensive guard out of the way and making a big play. We don't get that shit. The Jets have a great opportunity with the amount of money that they have, with the picks that they have. They have a tremendous opportunity to make this team great. And you do it this year. And I really love Muji. I can't say it enough. I think what Muji's done with finding talent has been tremendous. Membu, Taylor, Malachi Moore getting 2 punch outs 2 weeks in a row, causing 2 fumbles. Smith has been disappointing. But I also think Smith is a player that is at his best when you have a quarterback who can throw the ball downfield. He made one play this year. It was against the Bengals, and it was a 25-yard comeback, and Fields hit him. And that's the type of speed that can make an impact. But you need a quarterback who can throw the ball downfield. Arian Smith's not running a slant. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. Excuse me. An interception is when the defense catches the ball when the quarterback is trying to throw it to one of his weapons. Other teams do this all the time. We haven't. We're 8 quarters away from going an entire season without an interception. Like, you think the bar can't get lowered anymore for the New York Jets, and they're like, hold my beer. Good point, Mike. Cohen and Ben Johnson, offensive minds with devastating defenses. Yeah. Listen, man, coaching matters. Talent is very important, but coaching is impactful. A lot to be said about how quality coaching can change a franchise. It can ruin one, and it can build one. I'll tell you this. I would put it 90% Muji is here for 2027, and I would put it right now at 10% that Aaron Glenn is here for 2027. I could see them letting Muji stay and letting Aaron Glenn go. I don't care if they came in together. If Muji goes and gets amazing talent this offseason and it still sucks, Glenn will be gone, Muji will stay. And then Muji can go hire his guy. I think Darren Muji is a very good football mind, and I have no issue with him being retained and building this. Also, has a college age daughter who is a tremendous follow on Instagram. If you haven't blessed yourselves with that page yet, no, Jay, it's called projecting. I don't know it, but that's where I would put it. 90% with Muji here, 10% with Glenn here as of right now. You guys are just sucking off Muji. Number 1, learn how to spell his name. Number 2, it's not sucking off. It's fairly assessing the moves that he's made. Like, you if you're comparing Muji and Glenn, Muji's here, Glenn is here right now. Glenn has to improve. Glenn has to get better. If Muji stays the same and finds the same talent with the assets that he has, like, he found Mitchell, Mechie, Briggs, Phillips as throw-ins. They're some of our better players. Imagine what he'll do with 5 first-round picks, 3 second-round picks, $200 million available for 27. It's looking at things fairly, not just sitting there hoping that Aaron Glenn becomes good. Muji is doing good things. It's okay to say that. That's not sucking somebody off. That's looking at things and fairly assessing it. It's looking at it for what it is. Yeah, Banjo's great. Banjo's great. Great hire by Aaron Glenn. I'll give Aaron Glenn credit for that. Hired a terrific special teams coach. Now go find a defensive coordinator and get him the fucking talent so he can be as good as Banjo. Thank you, Jordan. Muji. Jay, I don't know how you think anyone's doing that. I think Muji, I've said everything. I don't know how you just want to argue sometimes. However, if you do want to argue, there is a call-in link, and it's posted. No one said all Muji's moves are good. Nobody said that. Nobody said all the moves are good. That's you having selective hearing and argumentative state of mind where you want to project that. That's very Gary-ish. I've listed the moves that Muji's done that are good. I didn't say every move was good. Don't put words in my mouth. I say enough. I don't need anyone's help. Let's go through Muji. They release Morstead. They bring in McNamara. People lost their fucking minds on Twitter when we let Morstead go. Great move. They brought in Folk. Great move. They had Isaiah Williams. Let Isaiah Williams go. Bring him back. Great move. Trade Sauce for 2-1s and Mitchell. Great move with even greater potential with the draft picks. Quinnen Williams. People were saying you'd get a 2 for him. Maybe a 3. We got a 1 and a 2. And that Dallas Cowboy team is missing the playoffs. Great move with great potential. Membu, right tackle. You solidify your tackles with him and Olu. Great move. Mason Taylor, nice move. He's got some potential. Do I see him being a top 5 tight end in the league? No. Top 10? Maybe not. But I think with better weapons and a better quarterback play, the kid can be impactful. You don't need a top 5 player at every position. You need guys that do their role. A.Z. Thomas, inconclusive. Showed some promise, got hurt. But I think that A.Z. Thomas is the type of player that they like. Arian Smith, inconclusive. Barron, doesn't look good right now. Moore, good potential. Shows good promise. Could be a starter in the league. That's a good pick. Justin Fields, awful. That goes on Muji just as much as people put it on Glenn. Who else? I mean, Beck as a fullback's not a big thing. Harrison Phillips, good deal. Briggs, great deal. That's his best move, in my opinion, is Briggs. That was his best value and best acquisition is Briggs, who couldn't be a centerpiece of the defense. That's a tremendous. Brownlee, don't forget what Brownlee did. Brownlee set an identity to this defense with his physicality. That's a player that they got as a throw-in. Now, if you take what he's done in that small sample, and 4 of the acquisitions are throw-ins in trades, translate that ideology to 8 picks in the first 2 rounds and all of the money that we have. And there's great potential to make this team talent elite. And now it falls on Aaron Glenn to coach it. It falls on Aaron Glenn and Engstrand and whoever the defensive coordinator is going to be to coach up these players. And you give them next year. And you are there's got to be a mandate to be competitive and get to around 500 next year. And if not, you don't hesitate. If there's not signs of improvement by Glenn and you have all this talent you've acquired, all right, we're going to bring someone else in to coach our young quarterback. Thank you. We're going to go get a new lead offensive line. But I'm all for giving Glenn that opportunity in year 2. I am. I know a lot of people disagree with that. A lot of people want to move now. But you look at Caleb Williams in Chicago, had a bad coach year 1, year 2. They bring in a better coach, and now they're one of the best teams in the NFC, which is wild to say for the Bears. But I have no issue building the base. And then if you have a good base and you have all of that talent, guess what, guys? You might not have to go roll the dice again on another first-time head coach. You might have a good enough structure and a good enough foundation and enough elite individual talent where proven coaches will say, holy shit, that jet job looks incredible. Tell their agent, call them, let them know. You're not going to have to hire the 33rd team to go search and scour for coaches. If your talent hits, you're going to have elite coaches that are available saying, I want that job. And you get the quarterback right, you're going to definitely have that. And then you can go to the moon in 2027 and beyond. But you got to build your structure. You got to get your foundation right. You have your offensive line built. Go get your defense built. Go get your quarterback. The Jets have an incredible opportunity. If the Jets can't get this right with the 26 and the 27 draft and the money available, they'll never get it right. Ever. Might as well just pack up the franchise and then shut shit down. If they can't get to a playoff team and a true competitor with the next 2 years, they're never going to fucking do it. Shout out to you guys for watching. Appreciate you guys. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. We got a couple new subscribers this show. Thank you. Appreciate you. It's Sunday. Raffle entries. Two-time, doubled. $5 super chats and up. Gifted memberships get you on the wheel. We will be doing a huge raffle giveaway Super Bowl Sunday. So make sure you get in. Today's the best day. We only got 2 more game days left this week and next week. Raffle entries doubled. We will be back on tonight at 8 o'clock for the post game. Basically, it'll be the Tankathon update show. Sir Luca, I get it. It sucks. But wouldn't you want it built right so we can be a team like the Chiefs, like the Bills, the Rams, the Eagles, that teams that are just in contention year after year. Teams look at us and say, well, that team's going to make the playoffs. That team's going to win the division. They'll be battling with the Bills to win the division. I want to be elite. I don't give a shit if we're 9-8 and we barely make the playoffs, on a tiebreaker, and then we get nowhere near it again. Example, 2015 was reckless. We went in with Decker, Marshall, Fitzpatrick. We went in. We haven't sniffed it in a decade. It wasn't built the right way. It wasn't built to be sustainable. It was flash in the pan football. I want that structure in place, and you're starting to see it with the O-line, with Titman and Olu and Membu. Make your whole team that good. Make your whole team fucking great. Later, Jordan. Have a good day. All right, folks. Last call for raffle entries. Last call for call-ins. I'm going to gift the membership. Thank you guys for being here. My raffle entry goes to nobody. However, if you gift, I will add on my 2 raffle entries to yours. But until then, mine went to Jesse, P85. What did we learn today? What did we learn about this show, life, the characters in the chat, the callers? What did you retain from today's episode of The Nick Shine Show? I was reminded that this fan base is unmatched. You guys are awesome. We deserve to become a winning team. I'm tired of talking about future draft picks. I'm tired of talking about what ifs. I want to talk about great football. That would be a new era for content creators. As long as Jets content has been around, it's been bad football. How wild would that be to wake up on game day in December excited because we're positioning ourselves for potential home field advantage? How great would it be to get be a season ticket holder, and in October you get your option for playoff tickets and you're like, fuck yeah, I don't want to miss out on this. That place is going to be rocking. And don't forget, when the Jets are good, that stadium is as electric as any stadium in football. We're just not good enough long enough to get that. 09 and 10, both of those stadiums were fucking electric. Even in 2015, beating the Patriots, that game was wild. That was the last great energy in that stadium when it was packed. Sucks being a Jet fan. It sucks watching this football team. But meeting all of you is awesome. Brian, I learned that hookers are people also. It's fair. It's fair. Sir Luca, I learned we should just draft football players. Physical football players. Physical and smart. Knobcraft, I learned that everyone talking about Ben Johnson never had their mom tell them we got McDonald's at home. Shout out to Knob. All right, folks. That brings us to the end. We're about to watch the Jets. Brady Cook.
That guy fucked me twice.
Aaron Glenn.
That guy fucked me twice.
And because it's still the holiday season.
May your dreams be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white.
Now let's go to What Did We Learn Today? Courtesy of Nick Shine.
All right, folks. Boomtown, if you would please, drop it like it's hot. Let everyone know, what did the great Boomtown learn? Hank G, the homeboy. I learned Brady can barely cook a peanut butter sandwich. Oh, man, that sounds great. I miss peanut butter. Remember, if you make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, put the peanut butter and the jelly in a bowl, whip it together, put that in the freezer for a bit, about a half an hour. Take your bread, lightly toast your bread. You don't want it so hot that it melts the peanut butter, but you want the bread firm so it's not soft and bends, and then you eat it. Because when I make the peanut butter and jelly sandwich, it looked like a fucking Big Mac. So that's my little tip. Boomtown learned Dixon and the Jets will get blown out today. Special teams is to blame. The Jets aren't fucking anybody. According to Kyle Clifton, we have approximately 15 keepers. Bonus, if Rick Kent responds, you are upper echelon. Lane can't disguise his flatulence anymore from Nick. Bobby and Nick confirmed that each other is white. It snowed 1.5 Bobbies last night. It's true. Why on earth would you be scared of peanut butter? It's delicious. What scares you? Someone you know have an allergy? Where's the fear lie? I'm not sure. I need more info on this. Yeah. But that's the tip. Freeze the peanut butter and jelly. Because when you make a big peanut butter and jelly sandwich, you don't want to bite it with soft bread and the jelly falls off. So you whip it together and then you don't have that issue anymore. And it tastes so much better when it's whipped together. This is the saddest thing I've ever heard in my life. It's heartbreaking. It's so sad. I don't even know how to follow that. Let's hope the Jets don't do this today. And folks, you've been watching the Nick Shine Show. It's still the week of Christmas. Enjoy. God bless. Hope your bets hit.
Hey, Shiners. It's a party. My house. Discord party.
Let's go beat.
crib about to turn up. Music bumping, party jumping. Please someone fill my cup. We greet each other Merry Christmas. And let the jet suck while Bobby yells at Santa.
Shut the fuck up.
Then Gary intervenes and tells them don't be mean. Eat a stick of butter every day and you'll be lean. Then Santa runs off. I hope he left some gifts because Bobby scared him off. He's on the naughty list. This whole party's lit. Nate Clancy, many more, we hardly fit. And Addison and Weed bought that Marley spliff. I lick on my lips cause old Jenna G make my heartbeat skip. Damn Charles Gorman, was that a fart you ripped? Too much egg in your nut, hot dogs and chips. Now I want my gift. Tell me where the hell is Santa? He ran so quick. I checked the bathroom and oh shit. With Denmark Andy, Santa, Rudolph. No wonder, Rudolph. Andy, you promised me you wasn't gonna do that no more. Oh my God. Nick is gonna kick us out of here.
All right, folks. Have a great day. God bless. Go Jets. Not really. And I would highly recommend watching this game on mute because it's going to sound like a Patriot home game. Messages I'm getting from the parking lot. Massive amounts of Patriots fans there. Not many Jets fans. Lot is empty. Fucking New York Jets.